When it comes to evaluating quarterback play in Kansas City, the conversation begins and ends with one man. Hall of Fame quarterback Len Dawson joins us on KCChiefs.com. Len, this offseason, it's a little bit more like the offseasons when you played in with no receivers in-house, taking passes from Matt Castle and the rest of the quarterbacks. Mentally, how did you prepare for something like this when it's time to get back in the action of things?
Well, first of all, these guys don't have to work in the off season. I had a job that I had to be at doing radio and television, and I didn't have many receivers because most of the guys didn't stay around here, like Otis Taylor and Frank Pitts, the receivers like that. They went back to where they were from originally, and so I had to scour around for some receivers to throw, and one was Junius Buck Buchanan, and the other was handsome Willie Lanier. And so I said, come on out here, work out. I need somebody to throw to. Okay, you got it. And so, but the only pattern they'd run is a quick slant. I said, how about a post flag? Oh, no, I don't do post flags. I want a quick slant is all the thing, because that means they're just running straight on. But and I'd have to find some friends to come out and who never played football before, just somebody to throw to. But it's a different situation today because, you know, Matt has people in here, and the good thing is that he's bringing people in, and they have been working out. But back in those days, a lot of guys didn't work out until training camp, and of course they paid the price for that because Hank Stram ran a tough camp.
Yeah, we've read and heard about Matt orchestrating workouts throughout this offseason, but it's not the same as if he's got Coach Haley and OTAs and Coach Jim Zorn with him. So what do you think the biggest challenge is going to be for him when everybody does get back together and he is under that watchful eye of the coaches?
Well, Josh, maybe you should go out there and scream in his ear every time that he does something. But Matt is a leader. I think that's one thing that he has shown, that he is a leader of this football team. They believe in him. You know, take a look at the progress he made from his first year to what happened last year. Tremendous progress. And also the fact, I go back to that St. Louis game when he played after having surgery and came out, and have one play that you probably remember, he scrambled for a first down, you know, and everybody's looking, is he going to get up? And it showed how tough this guy is. You know, you forget a lot of times the quarterbacks, sometimes they take a pounding, but they are tough individuals. Matt is that way, and I don't think he's going to have that much of a problem. He's got Jim Zorn is his quarterback coach, should be of benefit to him. He's got somebody to go to, you know, to talk to about that position, because Jim Zorn played it very well for many, many years.
What about a young buck, a guy like Ricky Stanzi, a guy who's new to the NFL, new to everything, and he didn't get that time in the offseason? What challenges do you think a guy like that faces when he comes in and he's in the meeting rooms with Matt and all these veteran players?
His eyes are going to get larger and larger when he finds out the speed of the game at the professional level, as opposed to, you know, but he was in the Big Ten, and he threw it a lot. And so he's accustomed to doing that, but he has to realize that the narrow opening for getting a ball to somebody is not this wide like it is in the collegiate ranks. It gets down to this. You got to learn, you know, the defenses, which is the most important thing, that you have to recognize what are these guys trying to do against us, you know, and who has the best chance of being open. And so he has to know what every player's responsibility is on that particular play. And I'm not just talking about receivers and running backs, I'm talking about everybody, the offensive line as well. So he's going to be in for a learning process.
Last year we saw Matt's interception and touchdown ratio. It got in the right area there. Lots of touchdowns, not many interceptions. To you, is that still the key for him going forward, is cut down and limit the interceptions, take care of the football, and make the smart decisions, when to throw it away, when to take the sack, that type of thing?
You just described the quarterback position. Yeah, absolutely right, because he's the decision maker. He has to pull the trigger. He has to know when to pull the trigger and when not to pull the trigger. And so he learned, I think he learned a great deal after the first year here. He understands the offense a lot better. He understands the people that he's dealing with a lot better than he did before. So I expect him to be better next year than he was last year.
So when this first practice comes along and you come and watch, what's the one thing you want to see from Matt Castle that day that shows you, you know what, he's ready to build off that Pro Bowl season, that we're going to be all right in Kansas City?
Taking charge. He's in charge. He's a quarterback. He has to take charge in that huddle. I know he's not calling the play. Somebody's calling the plays to him. That was a big difference in my era. The quarterbacks generally called most of the plays. But he has to take command of that huddle, take command of that offense. And I think he'll be able to do that because they believe in him now. You look at the people, you know, that he surrounds himself with, you know, the offensive linemen. That's really a good part, a move on Matt's part, is make sure the offensive linemen are happy with you, because if they're unhappy with you, it could be a long season.